It's just not been a fun day. Work was shit. Almost quit. Just I'm so tired of it. Also tired of these beats. No copyright. Instrumental. Please, dude, just work for me for once. Hopefully this crap isn't copyrighted. I need to update Discord.
Discord.
Stream just heard that though. Oh my god. Yep, that's gonna be in the stream VOD now. That's funny. That is hilarious. I love that. I gotta refresh my stream. You weeb. What do you... You're one to talk. I'm still like choking here. Jesus. I definitely swore once already today, and I don't care. I said work was shit, and I don't care that I repeated it. I'm so done with today. Man, it was crap. I'm gonna get loaded on Minecraft, do a couple things, and then I'll speak my piece. And I'm not gonna like leave any holes in this story. I'm gonna try and speak it straight. Like I'm gonna tell the truth and 100% of the truth. And part of me also telling this is so I have this all recorded as well, just for my sake, in case it gets brought up and all that stuff, and you'll understand why. I'll have to like give some background on like who's related to who's what job, and all that stuff. I'll probably pull up like a notepad on the stream or something like that and be like, this is who works this job, this is who works that job. Just to make it like a little easier. Man, I'm just having a tough day. And this isn't even loading? Oh, now it's not responding. Okay, that's cool. Well, maybe I just get started on the story right now or something. Alright, well, while we're waiting for this to respond, let me at least give... I'm gonna make this into a clip at least. Oh. There we go. I'm gonna make this into a clip. Text, add, new. This isn't responding. I'll have to close it and restart it. I'm gonna have it read from a file, and I'm gonna make a file on my thing. Read from file. Document. Desktop. Desktop? It should be 8,000 megabytes of RAM. Hey, okay. So this is working. This is working. I have to save it every time I say something. You can control S to save, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. So, who do we got? Who do we got? Oh. Control S. Okay, okay. This is gonna be wordy. Hold up. Who else do we got? Let's start from the top. Me. Control S. Okay, this is working. Okay. I actually can't see what anybody's saying. Hold up. Hey, John. I'm sorry if I missed your message. I've had a bad day at work, but I'm writing out kind of the story that I'm about to tell. I'm writing names and who's got what job right now. I'm drawing a blank, but we're just... Oh, Anne. HR. Okay, Anne in HR. She is not the HR manager, and I will explain that. I think that's Allison. That's right. Okay, I think this is all you need to know. And then I guess Henry as well. Oh, no. Shelly. I think that's how you spell her name. Okay, hold on. You're making pseudonyms? Oh, hell no. Like, as in, like replacement names? No, because I'm also recording this for myself, right? Like, I'm gonna keep the audio in this, okay? Right? Like, so this is all the people that you need to know. Okay? Because I want to keep this story straight, and yeah, documenting the trauma. Feels like it, right? So like these are the names that you gotta know. Why did I click multiplayer? I want to load up this world at the same time. So these are the names that you need to know. I'm gonna make this a clip right now, so it's gonna sound weird, right? Give me a second. Alright, I'm gonna make this big. Okay. Alright. These are the names that you need to know that I'm talking about. This is their jobs, what they do. Anne is not the manager of HR. but she does work for HR. Allison is an upper manager. She's not the highest person you can talk to, but she is pretty high. And then, there you go. Okay. We're removing that. Okay, I'm gonna clip that. Clip. But she does work for HR. Alright. These are the names that you need to know that I'm talking about. This is their jobs, what they do. Anne is not the manager of HR, but she does work for HR.
Sounds good.
Allison is an upper manager. She's not the highest person you can talk to, but she is pretty high. And then, there you go. These person you can talk to, but she is pretty high. These are the names that you need. And then, there you go. These are the names that you need to know that I'm talking about. This is their jobs, what they do. Anne is not the manager of HR, but she does work for HR. Publish clip. Copy clip. Add exclamation mark story. I'm being called, hold on. Sorry, I was on the phone with my mom. She was telling me she's coming home. Okay. I need to find a task for me to do, while I explain this story, because like I can't. It's not even painful. Oh, it's just irritating. Oh, it's more annoying than painful. I need to figure out a task that I can do while I do this. While I talk to the story, otherwise I'm gonna get off track and I'm gonna get distracted by Minecraft. I just need like a mindless task of like maybe like sifting. Like I'll just get yeah. We'll just sift stuff for now. While I tell the story. Yeah, hold on. Let me make this before I say a word. And then we'll get into it. I need a builder wand. Hold on. Yeah, I understand the whole point by like making up fake names, but like I don't have the brain power or like anything to do that right now. Like I'm really upset over all of this. and you'll hear why here in a second. Hold on. If I get enough of this, I can just continue to sift without worrying though. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna sift kind of slowly so I can talk and do mindless tasks. Okay, alright, I guess, where do I need to start? I need to start with, like, some context in like, who people are, I guess. Right? Or, well, no, I already got that. We already got the names down, right? What else am I missing? I don't need to explain anything else, right? Before I start this? Yeah, so, at all those names that got listed on there, they have some part in the story. They might just be mentioned once, or not at all, or like, no, not at all. Or they might be mentioned the whole time. Like Henry's name's gonna be mentioned like once, right? Like that's a good example. Whereas Bailey's name is gonna be mentioned the whole time. So, little background, pretty much for like the whole, I don't know how long it's been, but like for a pretty damn while, like I've hated the manager Bailey, and Bailey is a girl, by the way, because there is a guy Bailey manager. I love Guy Bailey, but Bailey's the girl manager, and I've had beef with her. She thinks that we don't have beef, and I think that was her gaslighting me, but I'll talk about that later. But like every day that I come into work, like I just hope that Bailey is not there. Like, so it's bad, like it's pretty bad to say that you hope somebody's not there at work. Like maybe you wouldn't work at that job anymore, which is part of the reason why I almost quit today, right? Like, cause it's to the point where like I'm hoping she's not there. Like, I don't want to work when she's there, because she irritates me. I'm going to cuss probably here a lot. Just a warning. But like, she pisses me off. Like, I can't work with her. Coming in this morning, like, I don't even remember the first thing that we started arguing about, but like, we started arguing over the dumbest stuff. And like, some of it was like, she was just being a child, and then some of it was, I was just fighting back, and I shouldn't have fought back. I'll admit that, right? Like, and then part of it was that she always thinks she's right, okay? So, some of us were in the right, but one of us was in the wrong, but we were just fighting over useless stuff, right? Like, it was, I don't even have context for like what we were fighting over, because I'm so like emotional and like upset right now. Like, I might even cry telling this, because like I'm so upset. But all you need to know is that we've just been fighting so much, right? And I ended up getting sick of it today, right? So before we ended up getting into our huge argument, here's where some of the names get involved. We got so the people that are up at customer service with me, it is me, Shelly, and Bella. Bella is in training, okay? So, like, she's supposed to stay back at customer service for her training. So, it is 2 o'clock, and Shelly needs to go on break. And Bailey comes up and says, well, I need one of you guys to cover a break. And I go, she said, like, I'll help you out at customer service, blah, 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 I just need this break covered. And I was like, well, we can't do that. Shelly's going on break, and if you take me, you can't take me, because then it would leave her back alone here, and you can't take her because she's in training. She's supposed to stay back here. And, Jenny's the manager. I probably should have put her name up there. Jenny is the manager of customer service. She's my direct manager, right? Like, if somebody asked me who my boss is, I would say Jenny. I would not say Bailey. But Bailey is technically above me. So Jenny's rule has been, if they're in training, they stay back there. You can't take them, right? Like, it is not okay to take somebody who is in training. And she was like, well, I need somebody, it's just 15 minutes, and just kept going on, and I go, well, you can't take her, she's in training, and she ended up taking her anyways, and basically gave me, like, the attitude of, like, you're not the manager, you can't tell me what to do, and so I couldn't fight back, right? You can't fight back when it's a manager, and, I should have put more names now that I think about it. Bailey has a sister, and her sister works there. I'm not going to say her sister's name because it's not important. But Bailey's sister is married to the assistant store director of our store. Can you see why that's an issue? That's a relationship issue, right? So, like, I can't go to the assistant store director if I have problems with Bailey. That can't happen because he's not going to take my side, right? So I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. I'm upset. But, like, so I can't go to him if I have an issue with her. And, so that's that laid out. So we're arguing about, you can't take her, blah, blah, blah. Ends up taking her anyways, even though I said, like, you shouldn't, you're not supposed to, like, she needs to be trained. It ended up getting pretty busy up at customer service. Like, it didn't get super bad, but it was still bad. It was still busy to, like, it would have been nice to have 2 people, but it wasn't so busy that I needed 2 people. Like, there was people lined up, and she didn't come and help me. She did not. She actually, like, when I argued with her, she ended up saying, well, I'm not going to help you. You guys don't help me anymore. I do everything for customer service, blah, blah, blah. Threw a whole tantrum over it, okay? And I just kept telling her, okay, fine. Don't help us. Like, I was annoyed. I was so annoyed. And she ends up, obviously not helping me. And I was like, whatever. She said she wasn't going to help me. So, what does it matter? And, that gets over with, yada, 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 and she, time passes, she finally gets off, doing that break, and then Shelly finally gets back from break, yada, 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 we're kind of sitting there, it's getting near the end of the shift, I had just finished counting my register, I handed her the money, because I have to hand the managers the money, right? So, like, that's contact that has to happen, right? I can't, so, like, we can't be arguing with managers when, like, they have to help us still, right? You see how that's kind of an issue? So, I'm like, I just gave her the money, yada, yada, yada. Another manager's coming in, that was supposed to take over for Bailey, not gonna mention his name, not needed, whatever. He makes a comment to her, and then she goes, whatever, don't talk to me, I'm not in the mood right now. And I made a pretty bad comment. I'll admit that. I made a pretty bad take. I said, yeah, she's in a bad mood because she's pissed at me. And she goes, I'm not just mad at you, I'm mad at all of you, and points to everybody in customer service. And we ended up getting into it, like, from there on. I was like, whatever, like, yada, yada, yada. I don't even remember what I said here, but, like, she made some comment, and I said, I'm not even gonna get into it with you, it's not worth it. And she was like, she kept egging me on, and I finally like, walked up to her, and I said, I am this close to quitting just because of you. And she goes, then why don't you leave? And so I logged off my register and I went upstairs. I was done. I was so done with it. Like, there was more fighting and arguing that happened. I'm skipping over some of it. But, like, the fact that she was like, why don't you leave then? I was so done with it. Like, I was heated. I threw some pretty bad comments back, not gonna lie, but like, as soon as she raised her voice at me, I had enough. Like, oh my god, I got, like, she was like, you don't respect me, and I go, well, respect's a two-way street, you have to respect me, and, like, just throwing comments and that stuff. Shelly ended up getting between me and her, and Shelly kept telling me, like, stop it, knock it off, it's not worth it, don't do this. Shelly's an old lady, by the way. Shelly's so sweet, love her. And then Bella was like, don't do this on the floor, like, don't argue with her. And, like, people were telling me to stop, because, like, I was getting really heated. Like, I was mad, I was livid. Like, I was ready to walk out. And then the fact that she told me I might as well walk out was just made it worse. And so yeah, it wasn't even time for me to go, and I went upstairs. Like, I was about to just go clock out and go home, for real. And I noticed somebody happened to be in HR, which doesn't happen usually that often, like, because the HR manager went home at the time. I didn't realize Anne was there. So I went and talked to Anne about this, and she goes, well, let me get an upper manager. And I go, you can't call Adam Owen. And she goes, I wish I could call Adam Owen, but I can't either, due to, like, his relationship with Bailey, which I talked about previously. And I was like that's an issue, the fact that I can't talk to the assistant store director about my problems with Bailey, you know, right? Because he was the person that we should have gone to. So we grabbed a non-biased upper manager, like, who would just sit there and listen to the sides, who wouldn't make comments, which is exactly pretty much what she did. Like, she agreed that, you know, she was basically like, she gave points. You know, she was like, you know, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Maybe you should have done this instead. She did that for both of us. She was basically playing both sides at the same time, but, like, wasn't being unfair about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably describing this in a bad way, but, like, Allison, I think she did a great job. So I sat upstairs for about 10 minutes, like, telling my story. It might have been like 15 minutes or so. And I basically said, I looked at my phone. It was 2:58. And I go, well, Bailey's about to be up here in probably 5 minutes to clock out. And well, Anne goes, well, do you want me to shut the door? And I go, no, she can come in here. Oh, I don't have a single problem if she comes in here. And I go, in fact, I would rather she come in here. Right? You know, like, that sounds snarky. That sounds like, you know, me being rude. But, like, at the time, it definitely did. I definitely wanted to fight back. But it was probably a good thing that I, you know, kept the door open. And not to mention you this, like, the whole time, like, I was almost crying, like, upstairs. Because, like, I was so upset. Because this is not the first time that, like, we've been arguing. And, whether she admits it or not, she definitely was gaslighting me here. But, like, she ended up coming in. She talked down, explained her side of the story, left out a whole bunch of stuff, and basically made me look bad, right? And you see my whole issue with this is the fact she is a manager, right? She's a manager. It is hard for me, who is not a manager, to defend myself already as it is, right? And then when she leaves out information, and basically makes me look bad as it is, it makes it even worse, right? Like, then I look bad, and then who are they gonna believe? Me, who's not a manager, or the manager, right? Sorry, I'm going off on tangents. I was trying to keep this in one straight story and then go off on tangents, but like I'm so upset. I don't understand how people can be like that. It happens. And oh my god, where am I? I'm so hold on, give me a second. So like she comes in, explains her side, right? Leaves out holes and yada yada yada. And then Allison was like, well, maybe, there's misunderstandings in how you guys sound or something like that. And I go, I said, like, I can see there's probably times where I think you're being mean, but it's just how you sound and you don't mean it. And she completely ignored me. I kept trying to talk to her and she just wouldn't listen to me. Like, she would completely ignore me. And I'm talking about Bailey. Not anybody else. Like, okay, so in this room, HR and Anne and Allison, me, and Bailey are all in this room, right? So, like, Anne is sitting there as a listener. She's not making any comments. She's just sitting there to listen. And then Allison is basically our mediator. Like, she's supposed to control both of us. Kind of like that situation, right? Like, she's supposed to make sure that we don't get out of hand. We don't start, slinging arms, whatever. Forgot to mention that whole part. So, she's talking about that, and then Allison brings up, well, is this the first time you guys, have, fought or argued? And she goes, no. And I go, I said, what do you mean? We've definitely argued before. And this is the part where I was talking, like, I believe she was gaslighting me. And she goes, well, I don't think we've ever argued. I think this is like our first day of ever arguing, when it clearly is not. Like, I've argued with her hundreds of times. That's where I was like, I'm pretty sure she was gaslighting me there. I'm so annoyed. Like, basically, I felt like she was gaslighting me into like thinking like, well, maybe she wasn't meaning to argue with me, like maybe it was just how she sounded, like that's how it felt, like trying to make me think like, oh well, she wasn't meaning to argue. So I don't know, I'm still upset and frustrated about that part. And then I go, well, a good example I gave of you arguing with me was when I told you not to redo the return log, which the return log is where we put down customers' information if they're returning an item that's over $10, right? Like, we take their ID, they sign on it. The customer signs on it, right? And so does the person doing the return, aka the customer service person that's doing the return. And so I told her not to redo that book, because there is signatures in that book. And she said, oh, well, I'll just scribble a line. And I go, you can't do that. Like, you should not do that. And she goes, well, whatever. I'm redoing it anyways. And proceeded to just do it. And I'm like, whatever. I was like, I'm not the manager. Like, I can't stop you, And this didn't happen today. This happened a while ago. And then, so I was telling her this story, right? And so we were arguing. She goes, well, I told you that Jenny okayed it, Jenny, boss of customer service, right? And I go, you did not tell me Jenny okayed it. This is the argument that happened today, by the way, in HR. Sorry if I'm, like, confusing. So, like, we're sitting here, I'm telling her, like, you didn't tell me that Jenny said it, and she goes, well, I did, gaslighting me, clearly gaslighting me. She did not. You're fine? Yeah, thank you. Like, she's literally gaslighting me. Like, I told you Jenny said it was okay, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you never told me. And then she ended up saying, like, oh, well, maybe I didn't tell you. I text Jenny later that day, But at this point in the story, like she had been crying as well, by the way. Like Bailey had been crying because of how heated I got at her and like some of the things I said. Which none of it was like you know, like fireable things. They were just more of like it was simple comments. It wasn't like bad stuff. Like I wasn't calling her names and stuff like that. It was just like me criticizing how she like her ethic as a manager. It was more of that, and then that's why she was kind of crying. God, I'm heated. So this is a long story. I'm sorry for anybody who wants to watch this back. But yeah, so ended up, yeah, basically walking into, I don't even think I mentioned this, but I walked into HR and said, I'm about to quit. That's what I told them. And they were basically like, well, what happened? You know, because like they didn't want me to, you could bake a pizza with this heat. For real though. Like I was livid, dude. Right? So HR was trying to calm me down, basically telling me like, let's not quit. Let's talk it out, you know. You know, the whole thing of her saying, well, why don't you just leave, like really got me. That is what really got me in this story. Was like, it made me not want to stay anymore. Like the fact that I was already I already didn't like working with her, and then she was telling me to leave, just made it 10 times worse. I'm definitely missing points in this story, but like that was basically what went down, and I literally ended up crying in my car for 30 minutes because I was so upset. Like I'm still upset. Like I'm still about to cry because like I've been treated like shit basically for like the last 6 months by her, and then I finally stand up for myself, and then she acts like a child upstairs with HR and all that stuff and gaslights me at the same time. Like I was so upset. Yeah, and what I mean by her acting like a child, I also didn't mention this. Every time I was trying to like, you know, talk about my stuff, like I sat while she talked her side, I didn't say a word. Not a single word was said from my mouth. As I just sat there and listened, right? And as soon as I'm trying to tell my piece, she interrupted it every single time I was opening my mouth, pretty much. Like she was just being a whole child about it. Like I couldn't speak, I couldn't defend myself, I couldn't do anything. Say yes? What do you mean? Yes. Oh, I got what you mean. I got what you mean. Like she was just being a child about it. I'm like, you're a manager. Like, let me speak. Like, it's not that hard. And I'm gonna skip a little bit here. Like, there was more that happened, right? It's just, I'm just too upset to keep going on because I'm probably gonna cry. Cause like I'm so done with today. What? Well, my mom might come in. Hold on a second. But basically, I went downstairs, and I asked Henry, did you see her walk by? I will if she comes in. So I go downstairs, and I say, did you see her walk by to Henry? Henry goes, no. He goes, what happened? I go, I'm not going to tell you, because I want to be adults about this and not go tell everybody. Do it now. Hold on. I want to finish my story real quick, and then I will. And I go, well, I know she was down here. Did she say anything about me? Henry said she was talking shit the whole time I was up in HR. Like, as a manager, how could you do that? How as a manager can you do that and sit there and talk shit about people the whole time? For real. Like that's what really gets me. It's just, you're a manager. I just, I'm upset, man. I told my mom about this already. Like, my mom already knows. That's why she might come in and talk to me, but she's busy with my little sister. I can hear outside. But like, I seriously, if like she doesn't stop acting like a child, or like we can't settle this, you know, as adults, I'm finding a new job. I can't work somewhere where every day in the morning I go in and I hope she's not there. Like, that is how it's been for like the last 6 months, probably longer. But I know for sure the last 6 months is where I go in the morning and hoping that she's not the manager. And by the way, what I mean by hoping she's not the manager in the morning is, I mean, when she's there for my whole shift until I get off. We get off at the same time. Hy-Vee is calling me. That is where I work. That's the end of my story. I'm gonna take this call. But thank you guys for listening. Yeah. Dang, I was gonna commentator for all of you. Feel free to vent whenever. Yeah. Sucks you can't avoid her. Yeah, that's the whole thing where like I might find a new job. You know, if she can't behave like an adult and like we can't straighten this out and learn to like get along and not argue, is like where I'm peacing out because I don't get paid enough to stay there. I do need to hydrate after that story. Thank you. You're right. My mouth is so dry. Man. Rick, did you perhaps wanna highlight that for me if you can? If you can't, I'll do it after stream, but like clear your what the heck? Don't know how to? Oh, alright. You good. I'll highlight it when I get off. Soothing liquids, yes. I'm just, oh man, I'm still upset. I don't know if you can tell, but like, I'm in shock. I'm in awe, like, of what happened today. I'm shocked I even stood up for myself today, even. Like, I called my mom and talked to her for like 10 minutes or probably even longer. It was probably way longer. But like, boobas. Like, I told her everything that happened and she was just like, you need to talk to Jenny, which is my boss or something. She was like, you need to tell another manager at least so you have your side of the story in more than 2 spots. You know, and that was what she pretty much recommended. And then I'm like, well, I have all these shifts coming up in the morning, and she's a morning manager mainly. Like, all I ever see her do is the mornings, and then she opens, and so if I open and she's there in the morning, then I have to deal with her for 8 hours. 8 hours. Okay? And if she's gonna be a child for all 8 hours, like, why should I work there? That's rough. Yeah. All day today, we were arguing. And then she basically gaslights HR and, well, gaslights me, HR, everybody, and basically says, well, we only had one argument, you know, to kind of clear up her side, but then also told the argument like it was all my fault. You know, like everything was me not listening to her, you know, and was me being disrespectful. And I was just so over it, dude. Like, how can you even be like that as a manager? Well, the answer is the fact that, you know, she's, like, I will say this, for I see her side of, like, why can't you just cover a 15-minute break? Like, as in if it's only 15 minutes. But it's the whole point in the fact that it's always been a rule that you can't steal somebody from customer service that's in training. It's that. It was that started everything. And we even argued about how to bring something up in customer service. Like how to do a paid out. And I said, you do it this way. I'm not going to get into the proper way of doing it, right? I said, you do it this way. And she goes, no, you do it that way. And she ended up calling Jackie, the accountant. And what do you know? I was right, by the way. And it was another moment of where she just wanted to be right because she's a manager, you know? Like, she is that type of manager who just, you know, is always right because she's a manager. It's just, it's been a rough day. Like, I almost didn't want to stream today. Like, I sat in my car and I go, like, I don't even know how I'm gonna stream. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was so upset, man. Superiority complex. Yeah, I had an issue with, oh, another way she gaslighted me here, real quick, by the way, is the fact that, like I said, or she said something like, well, if you had an issue with me, why didn't you go to HR earlier, right? And we were talking about, you know, the previous arguings, that she claimed that we've never argued before, right? And that today was just me being disrespectful. Like, that was her whole point up to HR was, right? And I said, I basically told her, if I argued with somebody and went to HR every single day, like, I would be up here every single day. Like, I literally told her, I go, like, there's arguing because, you know, we're not in agreement and then getting over it. And then there's just arguing to be arguing, which is what you're doing. Like there's a difference. Like I'll argue with another manager and then, like, one of us will be right, but, like, we won't be upset, right? Like, we'll come to a conclusion. It was basically what I'm getting at. Is, like, one of us will, like, eventually be wrong, and then, you know, we'll be fine. We're, like, it's not like we're gonna hold it against each other the whole day, right? These are bad examples, kind of, but you get what I mean? Like, it's not like we're just arguing to argue. It's like a legitimate argument that's, like, not getting out of hand. It's not like we're yelling at each other. It's like, it's more of like a talk in who's right or not. It's all respectful. It's a two-way street, you know? And we don't both go home mad is the whole point. Like, one of us is not upset when we're done. I was like, so if I went to HR every single time I argued with somebody, I'd be up here every day. Every single day that I did it. I was like, I have a problem with Judy. Like, Rick heard me tell my Judy story probably already like 10 times. I don't know. But like, I have an issue with the pharmacy manager, Judy. But I never went to HR about it. I even told HR I have an issue with Judy, and I said I told her like, but like, I'm not gonna get upset over Judy. I go, like, it happened twice. I'm still a little upset over Judy, I'll be honest, right? Because she really made me mad. Like, really mad. But like, not to the point of like Bailey making me mad today. Like, I don't think anybody has ever seen me so just livid at Hy-Vee ever. Like, I was ready to break everything inside. Like, I was just so done. Enough about that. I think I need to calm down. I need to calm down because I'm gonna get myself upset again and mad and angry. I'm just happy my potatoes are working, you know, and I don't have to worry about food. It's the simple things sometimes that make you happy. And the fact that I have working and growing food is happy. You know. So I guess I'll update you guys tomorrow maybe and find out like what's gonna happen if I can solve this. I need to maybe text my boss today. I don't know. I might just go in tomorrow and talk to her if Bailey... Did I get a text? Okay, I told so Hy-Vee called me earlier and it was Henry. And I told Henry find out if Bailey works tomorrow. Because if she doesn't, I'm going in the morning and I'm talking to Jenny. Who is my manager. I got a good feeling that Bailey does work tomorrow, which would be pretty annoying. Which also means if Bailey works tomorrow, she's gonna just go tell Jenny her side of the story. And Jenny's never gonna hear mine. Yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, I definitely need to do something. Man, I just... Today was rough. Maybe I should see if Jenny has enough time to call and talk. Maybe just talk to her on the phone or something. I don't know. It's been a long day. You know what I just thought about is I really hope none of this audio gets muted because of that music. That would really suck, dude. I'd probably cry. Not gonna lie, I just wouldn't know what to do. Probably just be so upset. I'll sift out 2 more stacks and then, you know. What am I gonna do? Because now that I know, like, all she's gonna do is just go to people and talk shit about me, like, how am I supposed to ever defend myself? Like, my plan was to just, you know, just not tell anybody, you know, and, like, only speak to, like, HR and, like, not get into a huge mess and start rumors and start debates. But, like, she is the type of person that's gonna go around and start rumors and do that stuff. So, like, now I have to be worried about, like, my side of the story because she's the type of person to do that. Man. What have I gotten myself into? See, and then the question is what if I would have just kept my mouth shut? Like, what would have happened, you know? Would we have just been in the same spot and just gotten nowhere? Not solved anything? Hey, thank you, John. Thank you for sticking around the whole stream. I really appreciate you. You have a good night. I've really gotten myself into a mess. I'm sorry, I'm silent because I'm still thinking about what to do. What to text Jenny. I might just text Jenny like, hey, I got into a pretty big fight with Bailey. HR got involved. And just be like, I don't know, man. I need to call Hy-Vee back. I need to figure out, is Henry close tonight? Because if he does, he's going to be my person to figure out if she works tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm gonna call Hy-Vee around 7 o'clock or something or so. Figure it out. I'll take care of my matters when I can figure out if she is opening tomorrow or not. Because all that will affect how Jenny hears the story. And I mean, the story I told, I mean, there was still some missing stuff, but like, I even told parts that made me look bad. Like, because I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be the type of person, like, especially with what's going on, you know, like, and how the situation is, I'm not going to be the type of person who lies in their story. Like, I even told HR that, like, yeah, I said, you know, I said this, I said that, I definitely said that to her. You know, I was like, I'm not going to lie. I got no reason to lie. You know, it puts me in a bad spot, but it gets you nowhere if you lie. Alright, I'm gonna end stream. I'm sorry I was only an hour today. I got a lot to figure out with this mess. I gotta like calm down, cause like I'm about to cry again. Yeah. I hope you all have a good day. I don't even know what I'm streaming tomorrow, but if it's Resident Evil, I'm changing it. I need something that is okay. It's a Minecraft hardcore. Okay. It's like I'm not not in the right state of mind right now and not ready to play Resident Evil tomorrow. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Sorry about the short stream. Y'all have a good day.